Hello everyone, I just got off my Singapore Airlines business class flight, so if you haven't checked out video, make sure to watch it because it was one memorable experience. I seriously can't believe that this is my fourth time visiting Japan in my third year in a row. If you told me several years ago that this would be my fourth time visiting Japan in my third year in a row, I wouldn't believe you. Right now, I'll be taking the Narita Express as usual into Tokyo Station, and then I'll be hopping in a taxi to my hotel, so let's go. I just made it here to my room at the Hotel New Otani, and I'm staying in the main building. So far the service has been incredible. As soon as I checked in, a porter came up with us and brought all of our baggage up, and I definitely brought too much luggage. And then once he led us to our room, he showed us around and how everything works, which I found was super helpful, so now I'll give you my own tour. Here's the view after entering the room. It is a very simple room. Right off to the right here, we have a closet, and this is where he managed to squeeze in almost every single one of my suitcases, and one suitcase is still in a room. To the left of the closet is this mini bar. Right here we have free tea and coffee as well as cream and sugar. Right below that they have the mini bar with all the alcohol, which will not be included in a room. And then beneath it we have the refrigerator, which is nice if I want to take something back to the room and refrigerate it. And they also have soft drinks here, which are also not included with the cost of the room. Right behind the refrigerator we have the bathroom, and here we go. There's a toilet right to the left as soon as you enter the front door, and then you have the shower, which is actually pretty spacious, and you have a bathtub, which is a little bit unusual for Japanese hotels because usually they have a bathtub and shower combo. Well, I guess they have a shower head right there, but this definitely feels more like an American bathroom. And right here, you have the sink area, which is really nice. There is only one sink, but as you can see, there's plenty of countertop space. And right here, we have the entrance to the main room. As you can see, there's 1, 2, and 3 beds. However, I think this room is really meant for 2 people with these 2 beds right here. And because of the way this room is situated, I mean, there's a desk right there, it definitely looks like they squeezed in the 3rd bed right here next to the blinds. A nice perk of this room though is they have a huge TV, but I probably won't end up using it since I'm out of the room most of the time anyway. And now let's see what the view from the room is. The blinds were closed when I entered, so this is my first reaction to what our view is. And look at that, we have a beautiful city skyline view. Let me bring my camera in closer to get rid of the reflection. And seriously, what more can you ask for? If you zoom in and look to the sort of center right of the screen, you can see a bright light, which is the Tokyo Sky Tree. Overall, this is a pretty solid room. The property itself looks very fancy and pretty luxurious. The room is basic, but hey, I think it's not too bad of a value. I can't remember exactly what I paid for this room, but it was 300 something a night. And for Tokyo prices, that's honestly pretty good, considering that this is only like a 12-minute taxi ride or so to Tokyo Station. Now that I've checked into my room, let's go see if we can find dinner somewhere. I just decided to stop by the Family Mart that's located inside of this hotel. I was originally thinking about heading to a restaurant in the area, but to be honest, it's just too late right now, and honestly, I'm also not hungry enough to eat like a full meal at a restaurant, so I just got something that I could quickly grab at Family Mart. The first item I got is this barley and edamame rice ball, and I found that I actually really enjoy barley rice balls in Japan. That's exactly what I wanted. It's very simple but tasty. It's really nice and chewy because I find the barley mixed with the rice gives it additional chew, and the barley itself has a really pleasant nutty flavor. It's almost like brown rice, but in my opinion, the barley is a lot tastier. And then you also have little pieces of edamame in there as well. And there's just a little bit of seaweed, which adds some saltiness. But I also like that this rice ball isn't overly salted, because sometimes you can get rice balls or other items at the convenience store. You just feel like you're desperate for water because they're so salty. And what's great is convenience store items are really cheap. This was only 168 yen. I'm not exactly sure what it is at today's conversion rate or by the time you're watching this video, but it's somewhere just over $1. The other item I got is a pork katsu sandwich, just because it's a classic convenience store item. It's simple again, and it's tasty. And this was also really cheap. It's 450 yen, and in today's conversion rate, I just checked, and that's only $3.15. And to me, that's pretty good value, because I mean, these aren't the biggest pork cutlets. However, they are pretty thick, and we know that these days, meat and other things like that is pretty pricey. This just looks like 2 thin slices of Japanese milk bread, which is just that classic white Japanese bread, and then it's stuffed with a pork cutlet, and there's just a tiny layer of mayonnaise just to hold everything together. Oh, there's something about this that's just really special. I always love biting into a convenience store sandwich in Japan because there's something about that soft, light, airy, and slightly chewy milk bread that's so satisfying. And then inside, you have the pork cutlet, which is really nice. Obviously, it's not crunchy anymore, but it's not horribly soggy, and it's also not really greasy either. And it's a really thick and juicy pork cutlet. And I also love the addition of a very slight katsu sauce glaze on there, which just gives it a bit of extra sweetness. If you're just like looking for a late night snack or something small that you want to nibble on, the convenience store sandwich like this pork katsu sandwich is definitely the thing to grab. Just for fun, I also decided to pick up this Yakult 1000, which is a unique product to Japan. I've had the regular Yakult drinks before back home, which is like a sweet and tangy yogurt drink, and actually it's pretty sugary, and apparently it's supposed to be good for you because it's full of probiotics, and this one has something like 1,000 times the probiotics. I'm not even sure, it just says why 1000, and I've heard that supposedly it's just boosted up with extra probiotics, so let's give it a taste. I honestly expect it to taste exactly the same as the regular Yakult, but who knows, maybe not since it's made in Japan. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. It just tastes like a very sugary and slightly tart yogurt drink. So honestly, I'm not really sure if it's healthy for you or not, because I feel like if you drink one of these a day, you're just consuming so much extra sugar. But either way, it's tasty, and maybe there's a little bit of extra benefit. And just like that, it's the end of my chaotic and pretty late first night in Tokyo. To be honest, this is what my first night looks like at a lot of different places that I go to, because the first night is all about just getting in and getting settled, and I usually don't have much effort or much care for what I eat the first night, and I just grab something pretty easy. But honestly, for a first meal in Japan, this really wasn't that bad. I mean, I know convenience stores, they kind of have varying quality of items, and I feel like I did a pretty good combination. The difference is back in the US, there's pretty much no convenience store food that actually tastes good, because all I see are like hot dog rollers that looks like the hot dogs have been turning on the hot dog roller since the age of the dinosaurs. I mean, they just look so dried out and crusty, and that's basically all you'll ever find at a convenience store back in the US, where here in Japan, they have so many different options. I mean, like I said, I'll be honest, some of the options don't look so great to me. For example, I've tried a couple of the bakery items in the past, like the breads and stuff, and I find they just taste like really processed and not that great. But some of the other items like that katsu sandwich or just your average rice bowl are actually pretty solid. Tomorrow, I'm planning to check out Kawagoe, which is like Japan's little Kyoto. It's this real historic town, and apparently it's becoming pretty touristy, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so definitely stay tuned for that. Anyways, as always, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did, give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.